This stylish devil came all the way from Kentucky here to Iowa. Yeah, we finally made it. There's my truck. Nice and dirty. Gravel roads. Anyways, finally. So, gotta get to going.
I don't mind that you've been riding with your head stuck out the window. And it's alright if I don't see it till the cops clear out tomorrow. You're doing fine, you're trying all the things you told your mom you never would. Just keep in mind that there's a price to pay for all the things that feel good. Don't burn out the light. Don't burn out the light.
Hey guys, Bearded CB82 here. Anyways, this is, sorry about that. I'm in my garage. Would have liked to have done this in the hammock, but, it's been kind of rainy off and on all day. The sky's been iffy. It was like that all week. Well, it was just rainy all weekend long. That's why I got this drying out, and the other half of it's over here on this side. My tent. I was glad I brought my tent. But anyways, this goes in farther. This was Bug Out Bag Weekend. Thank you, Jeremiah, so very much for having us come out there. That was an awesome weekend. It was a very good recentering experience for me. Breaking it back down to the basics. All the stuff. It was a place for people to go out, try their outdoor gear. You know, if they've got a bug out bag, see what they have in their bag and if they were able to do with that. And everybody was able to do. We all had wet feet at one point or another. That was just nature of the business, and Mother Nature showed us who was boss, by all means. And it's something to take into, really take in. It was, for me, when I say self-centering it or recentering, it was, I always used to keep my bug out bag. And for me, the bug out bag was pretty much like any type of go bag. When I first came about through that term about 18 years ago, it was, you got your bag set up for the outdoors, you can just grab it, go hiking. And for me, it was, I lived half an hour north of Big Sur, California, so I just, heck with it, I want to go away for the weekend, get away from all the hustle and bustle and bull, and just go hiking along the either along Highway 1, down by the beaches, just enjoy the scenery, hike up into the woods, which were right there, up into the giant sequoias and everything else, and there was hot springs and all that other stuff, and it was always nice, you know, once a month just to go and rewind, you know, just relax. And over the course of a couple years there, I always kept my bags packed, upgraded some gear, got lighter stuff, got better stuff. And up until probably 6 or 7 years ago, I had a really good system set up. And where the only thing I might have had to add was maybe a few things for food and my water. And I could just grab that, go anywhere in the mountains, any time of year, because I'd update it a couple times of the year according to the seasons. And it didn't matter. It was always ready. You know, I'd always have, you know, hey, might have to dry something out. You know, when I was up in Washington, that was not uncommon. But depending on which side of the mountain I was on at the time, Eastern Washington's a lot drier than you'd think. Western Washington, obviously a lot wetter. I was stationed both sides, so, you know, you got to learn. And the same thing with Wyoming and Colorado when I was living out there. A lot drier than you'd actually think, and so a lot of water. But aside from just a couple of those things, it was always ready. And just, I could take it, go with just what was in my bag. Always have a really good water filter with me, you know, stuff like that. So if I knew I was going to a place where I was going to have water, it wasn't a big issue. But, you know, things changed. You know, the past few times I've been able to go camping was out of the back of my truck, and that was, you know, once last year, once the year before that. You know, you just unload your stuff, You know, you grab a tote, boom, grab a tote, boom, grab your cooler, boom, grab what you need out, set it up, and you're right there. And when you're a little ways in, 75 to 100 yards is quite a ways to haul stuff, especially when it's really full, including a 7-gallon jug of water, which I brought that in case anybody else needed some, but everybody came prepared that way. So that wasn't a big deal. But 7-gallon jug of water could have probably stayed in the truck. A lot of other things could have stayed in the truck. Having a tote full of dried kindling, it could have stayed in the truck if I needed some. I just could have went up, grabbed a few pieces, gone. But, it was really good. I was able to take a step back and see what I need. I had my hammock due to Mother Nature and me not having a really good large extra tarp, which I would really like to get one. That's on my Amazon wish list now. Would have been able to set something like that up, even if it was just to lounge for a little bit. But it was muddy, stuff like that. I had other things in my truck I thought I might not need, which I did wind up needing. Thankfully, they've been in my truck, like my leg gaiters. Those were a saver. Kept the mud from getting up all over my pants and everything else, and going all the way up my boots. Helped save my lower end of my pants from getting soaked. Things like that, from walking through the grass. I was glad I had that. The weather a lot of us had a lot of good ideas that were out there for YouTube on videos we would have liked to have done. But Mother Nature there again decided against such things. I know Bo brought out his, bow drill. Everybody had their fire kits, and we were all going to try to do that. But heck, it was pretty hard up when all the wood was, pretty wet for even all of us pulled together just to try and get one fire going in one of the fire rings, and we'd all just sit around that one fire just because of everything that was going on. It would have been cool if it was like a 4-day event, but everybody's got work. Everybody had stuff to do. We had people coming in from out of state. Like one guy came out from out by New York. Another guy drove up from Texas. Bo came in from Kentucky. Lee Ralph came up from Kansas with his boy. They wound up getting there about 4:30ish, give or take. So just in time for dinner. And food-wise, I was good. I was probably overstocked, but, I got to try out my Ratatouille MRE. That's a very good MRE. I was impressed. Everybody had some Mountain House, granola bars, all the munchies and stuff, so no big deal there. Probably could have pushed a little bit more water myself because I drank a lot of coffee in the morning. Then throughout the day, I'd have a little bit of iced tea, and then towards the evening, maybe a little bit of water, maybe a coffee, depending on how chilly it was that day. And then, you just have beer, and you're spent all day yesterday just trying to come back from that. It wasn't bad, but it was just body felt it. It just wasn't enough water, so I got to keep that in my mind also. But with the temperatures being in the 50s, you didn't feel like you needed to. All that other stuff. It's just the stuff that you don't think about that you need to keep conscious about. So, but yeah, I was glad I had my tent. So I think tent and the hammock are a good thing. Gonna keep up with those. The cigars. Shared a couple of those. I shared my beer and stuff like that. We all had a good time. Learned a lot. Learned a lot about everybody else that was there too. Learned a lot about what's going to be coming up with Country Prepper. So he's got some good stuff coming along both his ways on both his channels and on his Patreon channel. Some of that might be just Patreon specific, but other stuff I know he's going to share on both channels. So don't worry about that. Makes awesome sheaths. He had one, a couple of other people had some of his sheaths as well, and spot on. No wonder there's like a 5 to 6 week wait list, but he's worth it. I mean, just from what I saw and was able to physically look at, wicked. But yeah, didn't get all the videos done I would have liked to have done. My Green Bowl Club video was just more so using the pot. I made some deer tacos, or, well, kind of folded them up in tortillas for burritos, and a lot of people had some of that, and it was all good, you know, share the wealth. Got my Green Cup Club video done for Manland 121, and it was a good time. Good to meet up with Bo. It was cool. I can't wait for next year's in October this year, middle to endish October. Don't know when yet. Probably come down the line here in the next few months or so when he decides to do that. He's going to be doing a bushcraft camp out there, which, if I can make it, I'm going to try to go, but that's also during hunting season. I usually have a lot of other things going on about that time of the year. But even if I only make it out there for, say, that Saturday, you know, or something like that, you know, it is what it is. It'd be cool to go to that. So anybody that's looking for stuff going on the bushcraft side, he's going to be throwing a bushcraft camp together, and it's going to be more, a little bit more bushcraft. You know, he's going to have set up base camp, and instead of eating, you know, the MREs and the freeze dried and stuff like that, it's going to be, he's like, yeah, bring out your meat. We're going to be grilling. You know, if you like burgers, you like steak, bring what you like to eat. It's going to be heavy, but going to probably be a lot more other activities involved. But other than that, I'm going to have some more lessons learned, gear situation, maybe videos coming up. If you guys want to see those, let me know. Aside from that, you know, a lot of stuff. I just got to get stuff dried out still, and finish unpacking the other tote yet, and all that other good jazz. So other than that, probably be doing a review on my hammock here after maybe another few weeks. Other than that, loving it. It's holding up great. So like I said, wish I could have used it more if Mother Nature would have cooperated, but can't always have that. But other than that, everybody take care, and y'all have a fun one. Stay safe, and yeah, go out and test your gear. Test your system. Good idea. You know, do your own little bug out. Just get out there and see how you like it. See what you can change and different ways you can get stuff set up, because you don't need to be going out there with 3 totes full of stuff like I did. So anyways, take care, and chat at you later. Bye.